Ramanuja. Ramanuja was an Indian theologian, philosopher, and one of the most important exponents of the Sri Vaishnavism tradition within Hinduism. His philosophical foundations for devotionalism were influential to the Bhakti movement. Ramanuja's guru was Adavaprika, a scholar who was a part of the more ancient Advaita monastic tradition. Sri Vaishnava tradition holds that Ramanuja disagreed with his guru and the non-dualistic Advaita, and instead followed in the footsteps of Indian Alvarez tradition, the scholars Enthe Muni and Yamunkraya. Ramanuja is famous as the chief proponent of Vishishtadvaita sub-shul of Vinte, and his disciples were likely authors of texts such as the Shatyayaniya Upanishad. Ramanuja himself wrote influential texts, such as Psya on the Brahma Sutras and the Bhagavad Gita, all in Sanskrit. His Vishishtadvaita philosophy has competed with the Dvaita philosophy of Madhvakraya, and Advaita philosophy of Daishankara, together the three most influential Vedantic philosophies of the second millennium. Ramanuja presented the epistemic and soteriological importance of bhakti, or the devotion to a personal God, as a means to spiritual liberation. His theories assert that there exists a plurality and distinction between Atman and Brahman, while he also affirmed that there is unity of all souls and that the individual soul has the potential to realize identity with the Brahman. Ramanuja was born in the village of Sriperumbudur, Tamil Nadu. His followers in the Vaishnava tradition wrote hagiographies, some of which were composed in centuries after his death, and which the tradition believes to be true. The traditional hagiographies of Ramanuja state he was born to mother Thimathi and father Asuri Kesava Somaji, in Sriperumbudur, near modern Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He is believed to have been born in the month of Chitra under the star Tiravadhirai. They place his life in the period of 1017–1137 CE, yielding a lifespan of 120 years. These dates have been questioned by modern scholarship, based on temple records and regional literature of 11th and 12th century outside the Sri Vaishnava tradition, and modern-era scholars suggest that Ramanuja may have lived between 1077 to 1157. Ramanuja married, moved to Kanchipuram, studied in an Advaita monastery with Adavaprika as his guru. Ramanuja and his guru frequently disagreed in interpreting Vedic texts, particularly the Upanishads. Ramanuja and Adavaprika separated, and thereafter Ramanuja continued his studies on his own. He attempted to meet another famed Vedanta scholar of 11th century Yamunkraya, but Sri Vaishnava tradition holds that the latter died before the meeting and they never met. However, some hagiographies assert that the corpse of Yamunkraya miraculously rose and named Ramanuja as the new leader of Sri Vaishnava sect previously led by Yamunkraya. One hagiography states that after leaving Adavaprika, Ramanuja was initiated into Sri Vaishnavism by Parayanambai, also called Mahaprana, another Vedanta scholar. Ramanuja renounced his married life, and became a Hindu monk. However, states Catherine Young, the historical evidence on whether Ramanuja led a married life or he did renounce and became a monk is uncertain. Ramanuja became a priest at the Varadharja Perumal temple at Kanchipuram, where he began to teach that moksha is to be achieved not with metaphysical, Nirguna Brahman but with the help of personal God and Saguna Vishnu. Ramanuja has long enjoyed foremost authority in the Sri Vaishnava tradition. A number of traditional biographies of Ramanuja are known, some written in 12th century, but some written centuries later such as the 17th or 18th century, particularly after the split of the Ravaiyava community into the Vedakalis and Tekalat, where each community created its own version of Ramanuja's hagiography. The Muvyarapa Guruparampar Prabhaitva by Brahmatantra Svatantrachyar represents the earliest Vedakali biography, and reflects the Vedakali view of the succession following Ramanuja. Ryirapa Guruparampar Prabhaitva, on the other hand, represents the Tenkali biography. Other late biographies include the Yadarajavabhavam by Andrapurna. Modern scholarship has questioned the reliability of these hagiographies. Scholars question their reliability because of claims which are impossible to verify, or whose historical basis is difficult to trace, with claims such as Ramanuja learned the Vedas when he was an 8-day-old baby, he communicated with God as an adult, that he won philosophical debates with Buddhists, Advaitins, and others because of supernatural means such as turning himself into his divine self to defeat the Buddhists, or God appearing in his dream when he prayed for arguments to answer Advaita scholars. According to J.A.B. van Beetenen, the hagiographies are legendary biographies about him, in which a pious imagination has embroidered historical details. Ramanuja grew up in the Tamil culture, in a stable society during the rule of the Chola dynasty. This period was one of pluralistic beliefs, where Vaishnava, Shaiva, Smarta traditions, Buddhism, and Jainism thrived together. In Hindu monastic tradition, Advaita Vedanta had been dominant, and Ramanuja's guru Adeva Prakasha belonged to this tradition. Prior to Ramanuja, the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya was already an established organization under Yamunkraya, and bhakti songs and devotional ideas already a part of South Indian culture because of the 12 Alvars. Ramanuja's fame grew because he was considered the first thinker in centuries that disputed Shankara's theories, and offered an alternate interpretation of Upanishad scriptures. Some hagiographies, composed centuries after Ramanuja departed his mortal body, state that a Chola king, Kulathunga Chola II, had immense hatred towards Sri Vaishnavism. Knowing the evil intentions of the king, Sri Ramanuja's disciple, Sri Korathajwan persuaded Ramanuja to leave the Chola kingdom. Sri Ramanuja then moved to Hoysala kingdom for 14 years, wherein he converted a Jain king, Bidideva, to Hinduism after miraculously healing his daughter. Bidideva changed his name to Vishnuvardhana. King Vishnuvardhana assisted Sri Ramanuja to build a temple of Lord Thirunarayana Swami at Malukkote, which is presently a temple town in Mandya district of Karnataka. Ramanuja later returned on his own to Tamil Nadu. According to John Carman, Ramanuja and his Sarvaiva disciples lived under the relatively stable and non-sectarian climate of the Chola Empire, before its decline in the late 12th and 13th centuries. Ramanuja revolted against caste system, followed the same lines of Alwars, and helped the people who were considered to be untouchables, to get absorbed into the Sri Vaishnava Bhakti movement, encouraging them to attain spiritual enlightenment by teaching them Sri Alwardavya Prabandham. There were multiple attempts on Ramanuja's life. When he was a student under Yadeva Prakasa, the latter grew jealous of Ramanuja's rise to fame. So Yadeva Prakasa tried to get rid of Ramanuja during a tour to the Ganges in North India. Govinda, Ramanuja's cousin, came to know of this sinister plot and warned Ramanuja, who then left the group and escaped to Kanchi with the help of an elderly hunter couple. Later Yadeva Prakasa realized his folly and became a disciple under Ramanuja. Later another attempt was made on Ramanuja's life while he was about to take charge of the temple affairs in Srirangam. The head priest of the Ranganatha Swami temple, Srirangam, did not like Ramanuja and decided to do away with him. Accordingly he invited Ramanuja to his house for having food and planned to kill him by poisoning his food. However, when Ramanuja arrived, the priest's wife saw the divine glow of Ramanuja and immediately confessed her husband's plan. This did not deter the priest, who then made another attempt when Ramanuja visited the temple. He poisoned the temple Virtam and served it to Ramanuja. However, instead of dying, Ramanuja began to dance with joy. The priest, taken aback, at once realized his mistake and fell at the feet of Ramanuja. The Sri Vaisnava tradition attributes 9 Sanskrit texts to Ramanuja: Vidratha Sangraha, Sri Bhshri, Bhagavad Gita Bhshri, and the minor works titled Vdadapa, Vdasra, Gadiyatrayam, and Nitya Grantham. Some scholars have questioned the authenticity of all but the 3 of the largest works credited to Ramanuja: Sri Bhshri, Vidratha Sangraha, and the Bhagavad Gita Bhshri. Ramanuja's philosophical foundation was qualified monism, and is called Vishishtadvaita in the Hindu tradition. His ideas are one of 3 sub-shuls in Vedanta. The other 2 are known as Shankara's Advaita and Madhvakrya's Dvaita. Ramanuja accepted that the Vedas are a reliable source of knowledge, then critiqued other schools of Hindu philosophy, including Advaita Vedanta, as having failed in interpreting all of the Vedic texts. He asserted, in his Sri Bhshri, that Purvapaksan selectively interpret those Upanishad passages that support their monistic interpretation, and ignore those passages that support the pluralism interpretation. There is no reason, stated Ramanuja, to prefer one part of a scripture and not other. The whole of the scripture must be considered on par. One cannot, according to Ramanuja, attempt to give interpretations of isolated portions of any scripture. Rather, the scripture must be considered one integrated corpus, expressing a consistent doctrine. The Vedic literature, asserted Ramanuja, mention both plurality and oneness, therefore the truth must incorporate pluralism and monism, or qualified monism. This method of scripture interpretation distinguishes Ramanuja from Di Shankara. Shankara's exegetically approach Samanvaya Tatparyalinga with Anvaya states that for proper understanding all texts must be examined in their entirety and then their intent established by 6 characteristics, which includes studying what is stated by the author to be his goal, what he repeats in his explanation, then what he states as conclusion and whether it can be epistemically verified. Not everything in any text, states Shankara, has equal weight and some ideas are the essence of any expert's textual testimony. This philosophical difference in scriptural studies helped Shankara conclude that the principal Upanishads primarily teach monism with teachings such as Tat Tvam Asi, while helping Ramanuja conclude that qualified monism is at the foundation of Hindu spirituality. Ramanuja's Vishishtadvaita shares the theistic devotionalism ideas with Madhvakraya Estveda. Both schools assert that Jaiva and Brahman are different, a difference that is never transcended. God Vishnu alone is independent, all other gods and beings are dependent on him, according to both Madhvakraya and Ramanuja. However, in contrast to Madhvakraya's views, Ramanuja asserts qualified non-dualism, that souls share the same essential nature of Brahman, and that there is a universal sameness in the quality and degree of bliss possible for human souls, and every soul can reach the bliss state of God himself. While the 13th to 14th century Madhvakraya asserted both qualitative and quantitative pluralism of souls, Ramanuja asserted qualitative monism and quantitative pluralism of souls, states Sharma. Ramanuja's Vishishtadvaita school and Shankara's Advaita school are both non-dualism schools. Both are premised on the assumption that all souls can hope for and achieve the state of blissful liberation. In contrast, Madhvakraya believed that some souls are eternally doomed and damned. Shankara's theory posits that only Brahman and causes are metaphysical unchanging reality, while the empirical world and observed effects are changing, elusive and of relative existence. Spiritual liberation to Shankara is the full comprehension and realization of oneness of one's unchanging Atman as the same as Atman in everyone else as well as being identical to the Nirguna Brahman. In contrast, Ramanuja's theory posits both Brahman and the world of matter are two different absolutes, both metaphysically real, neither should be called false or elusive, and Saguna Brahman with attributes is also real. God, like man, states Ramanuja, has both soul and body, and all of the world of matter is the glory of God's body. The path to Brahman, asserted Ramanuja, is devotion to godliness and constant remembrance of the beauty and love of personal God, one which ultimately leads one to the oneness with Nirguna Brahman. Harold Coward describes Ramanuja as the founding interpreter of Sri Vaisnavite scripture. Wendy Doniger calls him probably the single most influential thinker of devotional Hinduism. J.A.B. Van Beetenen states that Ramanuja was highly influential, by giving bhakti an intellectual basis, and his efforts made bhakti the major force within different traditions of Hinduism. Modern scholars have compared the importance of Ramanuja in Hinduism to that of scholar Thomas Aquinas in Christianity. Ramanuja reformed the Srirangam Ranganatha Swami temple complex, undertook India-wide tours and expanded the reach of his organization. The temple organization became the stronghold of his ideas and his disciples. It is here that he wrote his influential Vishishtadvaita philosophy text, Sri Bhashyam, over a period of time. Ramanuja not only developed theories and published philosophical works, he organized a network of temples for Vishnu Lakshmi worship. Ramanuja set up centers of studies for his philosophy during the 11th and 12th century, by traveling through India in that era, and these influenced generations of poet-saints devoted to the Bhakti movement. Regional traditions assert that his visits, debates and discourses triggered conversion of Jains and Buddhists to Vaishnavism in Mysore and Deccan region. The birthplace of Ramanuja near Chennai hosts a temple and is an active Vishishtadvaita school. His doctrines inspire a lively intellectual tradition in southern, northern, and eastern states of India, his monastery and temple traditions are carried on in the most important and large Vaishnava centers, the Ranganath Temple in Srirangam, Tamil Nadu, and the Venkatswara Temple, Tirumala in Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh. The Statue of Equality in Hyderabad, planned by Chinnajiyar, is dedicated to Ramanuja. He is also known as Arim Nujaykriya, Udayavar, Etherjar, Bhashyakarar, Gajrajar, Thirupavajiyar, Embarumar, and Lakshmana Muni. Biographies. Works. Others.